when you chant Jerry, Jerry, my wife says that at my age now, they should start chanting your address so you know how to get home.
Speaking of which, you just had a birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
I've had a bunch of...
Did you do anything special?
Well, I just turned 75. Now, here's the deal. 3 weeks before my birthday, I'm traveling with my grandson. We go through the airport. And, you know, when you go through security, I start taking off my shoes. And the guy at the security thing says, no, you don't have to. And I figured, oh, it's Jerry Springer there again. And no, he points to the sign and says, if you're 75, you don't have to take off your shoes.
Yeah, you're in.
Well, wait a second. I wasn't 75 yet. I still had 3 more weeks. And I said, I'm taking off my shoes. And I hold up my shoes on the conveyor belt, and everyone starts chanting, Jerry, Jerry. That's it.
I imagine that happens everywhere you
Just
go.
everyone chants your name.
Yeah, the worst.
You go into a Starbucks, Jerry, Jerry.
Yeah. Well, that's
Turn
what
it
they
up.
put on the cup. You know,
Right.
they always say,
3 times.
Jerry, Jerry.
With exclamation marks.
The worst place, actually, now that you mention it, I was at a football game, you know, in Cincinnati, the big stadiums, you know. And at some point during the game, you got to go to the men's room. Well, the men's room in stadiums, they're like 20 yards long.
Yeah.
And so you got 500 guys in the men's room, and, you know, they have the urinals there. And all of a sudden, they spot me, and they start chanting, Jerry, Jerry. Well, at my age, I got enough pressure. I don't need 500 guys. I'll be right with you.
See it as encouragement.
Jerry, Jerry.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that your show, it would air that long? I mean, years and years.
Yeah, the show's stupid. I don't even tell my family what I do for a living. I tell them I sell insurance. No, when I signed the contract, it was for 6 weeks, because I was the news anchor.
Really?
For 10 years, I'd been the news anchor at the NBC affiliate. And the company that owned the station also owned talk shows. They owned Phil Donahue, Sally Jessy Raphael. And Phil was retiring. So one day they took me to lunch, because we had been pretty dominant in the ratings, and they said, we're starting another talk show, you're going to host it. So I was assigned to it. I didn't beat out anybody, I didn't audition. They just assigned me as an employee to host the show, and then the show took off, and I was able to buy this sweater.
It's a lovely sweater.
Thank you very much.
You're at a point where, I mean, we're talking about your new show, Judge Jerry. You're at a point, you don't have to work. You're fine. Like, do you just love this stuff so much?
Well, I love...
People?
Yeah, I have to have something to do when I get up in the morning. I mean, it's honestly, and that's a psychological problem, but when I was actually thinking that, gee, I may have to retire at 75, I was afraid of it. I really didn't want to. Yeah, and then, you know, I'm a lawyer, so when they said you can be a judge, where for the first time for 30 years I can use my mind again. Plus, as my wife, as Mickey says, she said, do you realize, honey, that this is the first time in my life I will see the name Jerry Springer and Honorable in the same sentence? You know?
It's nice.
Why?
It's nice.
How did the show evolve?
When we started the show, it was a normal show. And I did a little political stuff. You know, I'd been mayor in Cincinnati, so I just did all of that. Series, you know, we had Oliver North, Jesse Jackson. We had political people on the show.
Right.
Then there were 40 talk shows at the time, and everyone was trying to be like Oprah. And along came Ricki Lake, and she really had the first show which went after the kids. And when I say kids, I mean high school and college age. And so I just thought, as a business model, why be 1 out of 20 shows going after Oprah's audience? Let's go after Ricky's audience and just be 1 out of 2. We'll get a much larger piece of the pie. And so we said the next day, from now on, only young people in the audience, young people on stage, young subject matter. Well, as you know, young people are just wilder and crazier then. And so every once in a while, the show went crazy. Not every day, but every once in a while. Then Universal bought us and said, from now on, you can only do crazy.
Because the ratings just went,
I guess so, but I know going in, they're always going to hand me something that's crazy.
huh.
So 27 years, 4,000 shows. In that time, what was it like going to work? Were you ever surprised about the content? Were you ever like, oh, that's something crazy and new, or is it just every day was completely new?
Does anything surprise you now?
I'm not allowed to know what the subject matter is.
Oh.
So you would go out there,
I have a card, but the card only has the names of the guests.
names.
And then I'm supposed to ask questions that you would ask sitting at home.
Right.
So you'll notice in every segment, it starts out by me saying what's going on. And I'm
Yeah.
supposed to just ask questions and then make jokes. So I never know if I knew what the show was
kinda
about, I
just
wouldn't come in.
there, yeah. But people like me, like I came from a very dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
I could watch your show and I go, huh, maybe I'm normal. I come
Yeah.
from a normal home.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not so bad.
Well, here's the truth. On a serious note, I've never met a human being who couldn't be on my show. Now, that doesn't mean there's a scandal in everyone's life. It means that everyone in their family, in their life, there's been a moment where if the rest of the neighbors knew about it, it'd be kind of embarrassing.
Right.
Everyone has their uncle. Everyone has their whatever it is. So I never think that I'm better than the people on my show.
Right.
And we're all the same. Some of us just dress better. You know.